So last topic we're going to cover for data acquisition systems, we're going to talk about digital input-output communications. Okay, um, so typically digital data, so basically serial, most of the time serial data, um, is sent over digital lines, and it's defined by in order for devices to communicate with each other, they have to have the same rate. They need to be basically know what's the rate of the signal coming in. So we typically, for that type of system, we had to define a baud rate. So that's basically the signals in the number of pulses per second, right? Alternatively, you get to use some type of either asynchronous data transmission or synchronous data transmission. Typically, synchronous is faster, um, uh, but either of these methods are fine to use. Right? Typically, you're not the ones who are programming this; these are already uh, built into data acquisition systems themselves, so you don't have to worry about this information really too much, right? For the so some common types of protocols for digital communication is the USB protocol. So there's different versions, and basically, as things have gone, a USB typically has four wires. It has a power wire, it has a ground wire, and it has two signal wires, right? So typically, these devices can transmit quite a large amount of data. So USBs typically can go up to 20 gigabits per second, which is probably the most up to date value. So a ton of data per second can be transmitted using these types of devices. Okay. All right. Um, and the nice thing about USBs is you can use hubs to connect a large number of devices. So you can connect up to 127 devices using USBs. An alternate form of communication is Bluetooth. Bluetooth can communicate typically 50 megabits per second, which is still pretty large, up to 8 devices using radio waves over short distances. All right. All of you probably have Bluetooth devices. And then the other type of communication that's often used is RS-232. So typically, it's used to transmit and receive data, and those are used serial signals. So basically, plus 5 volts or 0 volts, and that's used to control. It's used a lot in industrial controls to communicate and control devices digitally. Okay, so so again, you're not going to really be programming this, but these types of things. But this is how different digital devices communicate with each other, typically using these types of protocols.